Listen carefully, chosen one. Do not scroll past this moment. Do not convince yourself that this message is meant for someone else, because it is not. The fact that your eyes are on these words right now is not random, and it is not coincidence. This is confirmation. Out of billions of people, you have been positioned to receive this message at this exact time, and that alone should tell you something is shifting in your life. What you are about to hear is not just motivation. It is not just another video, another post, or another passing thought. This is a divine decree that was released over your life before you even woke up today. While the world was silent, something was set in motion concerning you, something that has your name on it, something that cannot be stopped, delayed, or taken away. Pause for a second, breathe, feel the weight of this moment. Because this is where everything begins to change. You were not guided here by accident. You were led here, selected, chosen. And whether you realize it yet or not, this moment is marking a turning point in your story. There is a reason you've been feeling different lately. A reason things have been shifting, even if you couldn't explain it. A reason certain doors closed, certain people left, and certain paths fell apart. It was not the end. It was alignment. It was preparation. It was positioning you for what is about to unfold next. So stay with me. Do not rush this. Do not let distraction pull you away. Because what is about to be revealed is meant specifically for you, and missing it now could mean missing the very breakthrough you've been waiting for. Let me show you what was revealed, because this changes everything about how you see your situation right now. In the early hours, in a moment that felt more real than anything in the physical world, I was taken into a vision, a vast throne room filled with overwhelming light and authority. It was not a place of confusion. It was a place of judgment, of decisions, of outcomes being determined. And in the center of that room stood a massive table, stretching farther than the eye could see. At that table, a scene was already in motion. On one side sat the accuser, the enemy that has been working against you for longer than you realize. He was not guessing. He came prepared. In front of him was a thick stack of evidence. Every mistake you've ever made, every failure, every moment you fell short, every time you doubted yourself, every time you almost gave up. It was all there, documented, organized, and ready to be used against you. There were voices standing with him, accusations, reminders of your past, whispers of your weaknesses. And the most unsettling part was this. He looked confident, not worried, not uncertain, confident, because for a long time it seemed like he had been winning. Every move you made felt blocked. Every step forward felt like it was met with resistance. Doors closed without explanation. Opportunities slipped through your hands. People you trusted turned away or betrayed you. And slowly, without even realizing it, something inside you started to wear down. Then I looked to the other side of the table, and I saw you. You didn't look like someone who had no strength left, but you looked tired, deeply tired. The kind of tired that doesn't go away with sleep. The kind that comes from fighting battles no one else can see, from holding on when everything around you said to let go, from believing even when nothing made sense. There was a weight on you, a heaviness that had been building over time. You carried disappointment. You carried questions. You carried moments where you wondered if maybe, just maybe, this wasn't going to turn around for you. The enemy had been working strategically, not just attacking your circumstances, but your mindset, your faith, your expectation. He made it feel like the system was against you, like no matter what you did, the outcome would always be the same. Loss after loss, delay after delay. And the most dangerous part wasn't what was happening around you. It was what you started to believe within you, that maybe you weren't going to win, that maybe things weren't going to change, that maybe this was just how your story was going to end. That's the place he wanted you in, tired, questioning, and slowly losing hope. But what you didn't realize was that this moment, right here, was not the end of the story. It was the setup for something you never saw coming. Just when it looked like everything was decided, everything shifted. I felt it before I saw it. The atmosphere in that throne room changed in an instant. The tension, the noise, the accusations, they all lost their weight as a presence entered that space, a presence so powerful, so undeniable, that nothing else could stand in comparison. The King of Kings stepped forward. There was no urgency in his movement, no hesitation, no need to review the evidence stacked against you. He did not sit down to negotiate. He did not acknowledge the accusations. He did not play by the rules the enemy had been using against you for so long. Instead, he stood at the head of the table, and in one decisive moment, he flipped it. Everything the enemy had carefully arranged, every accusation, every record of your past, every argument built against your future, was scattered across the floor. What once looked strong instantly became powerless. What once seemed final was suddenly irrelevant. The confidence on the enemy's face disappeared. The entire narrative changed in a single motion, and then a voice filled that throne room, strong, commanding, impossible to ignore. The game is over. Those words didn't echo. They shook everything. The season of struggle ends now. What worked against them will now work for them. What was meant to destroy them will now build them. Every weapon formed will become a tool. Every attack will become an advantage. Every setback will become the foundation of a comeback no one saw coming. This was not a suggestion. It was a decree. In that moment, it became clear. The battle you thought you were losing had already been overturned. The outcome had been rewritten. The tables had turned completely in your favor. And the most powerful part, this wasn't for someone else. This reversal was for you. Now, before you let your mind drift or move on, I need you to stay with me for a moment longer. What you just heard was not the full picture. It was only the beginning of what has been set in motion for your life. There is a reason you are still here, reading this, feeling something stir within you that you cannot ignore. This is your moment to respond. If this message is resonating with you, don't stay silent. Type these words in the comments right now. The tables have turned, not as a habit, not as something casual, but as a declaration. When you write it, you are aligning yourself with what has already been spoken over your life. And don't forget to stay connected. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure you don't miss what comes next. Because what is about to be revealed will show you exactly how to walk in this reversal, how to hold on to it, and how to step fully into what has already been released for you. Stay here, don't rush. The next part is where everything becomes personal. Now listen carefully, because what comes next is not general, it is specific. This is where the reversal begins to touch the deepest parts of your life. The first reversal has already been declared over you. Your shame is being turned into honor. For too long, you have been carrying things that were never meant to define you, moments you wish you could erase, decisions you replay in your mind, seasons where you didn't recognize yourself. And even things that were done to you, things you had no control over, but somehow you still carried the weight of them as if they were your fault. Shame has been one of the enemy's most effective weapons against you. Because shame doesn't just remind you of the past, it convinces you that you are the past. It makes you hide when you should be seen. It silences you when you should speak. It causes you to step back when you were meant to step forward. It whispers that you are disqualified before you even try. And over time, it built a prison around your identity. Every time you tried to rise, something pulled you back down. Every time you reached for something new, an old memory resurfaced. Every time you felt ready, shame reminded you why you shouldn't be. But that ends now. Because what was used to shame you is about to be used to honor you. The very things you were embarrassed about, will become the reason others are healed. The story you tried to hide will become the story that sets someone else free. What once made you feel small will now become the evidence of your strength. You are not being stripped of shame, you are being crowned with honor in its place. Where you once hid, you will now stand with confidence. Where you once felt exposed, you will now be celebrated. Where you once felt unworthy, you will now be recognized. Your mess is becoming your message. Your test is becoming your testimony. This is not a small adjustment. This is a complete identity reversal. And just as powerful as this is, the second reversal is already unfolding. Your lack is being turned into overflow. You know what it feels like to not have enough, to stretch, to calculate, to make things work when they shouldn't. You've experienced moments where your effort didn't match your results, where you gave everything you had and still came up short. You've watched others move forward while you stayed in the same place. You've seen opportunities come close, only to slip away. You've felt what it's like to work hard and still wonder if it will ever be enough. And slowly, without realizing it, lack tried to rewrite your expectations. It tried to convince you that struggle was normal, that barely getting by was your portion, that abundance was for other people but not for you. But hear this clearly, that was never your assignment. The lack you experienced was not your destiny. It was a delay. It was interference. It was something that tried to limit you but could never define you. Because now, everything is shifting. What was blocked is about to flow. What was delayed is about to arrive. What was held back is about to be released, multiplied. You are stepping into a season where things will not just meet your needs, they will exceed them. Provision will come from places you did not expect. Opportunities will appear without warning. Resources will align in ways that don't make logical sense. And you will find yourself asking, how did this happen so fast? That is what overflow looks like. No more just enough. No more scraping by. No more constant pressure. You are moving into more than enough, into abundance that stretches beyond what you thought was possible. And here's the deeper truth. This is not just about money. It's about energy, peace, opportunities, favor, connections. Everything that once felt limited is about to expand. Because when God reverses lack, He doesn't just fill the gap, He overfills it. So, where there was emptiness, there will now be fullness. Where there was stress, there will now be peace. Where there was scarcity, there will now be overflow. This is your portion now. Shame is losing its voice. Lack is losing its hold. And in their place, honor and overflow are rising in your life. This is how the reversal begins. Now prepare yourself, because what is being revealed next carries both justice and restoration. This is where the reversal becomes undeniable. The third reversal has been declared. Every plan your enemies set against you is being turned back on them. There have been people who did not celebrate you. They studied you. People who smiled in your presence but spoke against you in your absence. People who watched your journey not with support, but with intention. Some of them plotted quietly. Some of them waited for the right moment. Some of them disguised themselves as allies while working against you behind the scenes. You felt it, even when you couldn't prove it. Conversations that didn't feel right. Situations that suddenly turned against you. Opportunities that disappeared without explanation. You questioned yourself, wondering if you were overthinking, if you were imagining things. But deep down, you knew something wasn't aligned. What you didn't see was how calculated it all was. Traps were set. Words were spoken. Energy was directed. The goal was simple: to delay you, to frustrate you, to weaken your progress. They wanted to see you fall into the very situations they created. And for a time, it looked like it was working. But what they did not account for was the moment of reversal. Because now, everything they built against you is collapsing. Every trap they set is turning back toward them. Every pit they dug is becoming their own fall. Every strategy they designed is unraveling in their own hands. What they intended in secret is being exposed in the open. What they meant for your destruction is now becoming the cause of their own confusion. This is not revenge. This is justice. You don't have to fight this battle. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to defend yourself. What was done in the dark is being handled in the light. And here's what will shock you the most. While their plans fall apart, you will rise without even trying to force it. Doors they tried to close will open effortlessly. Positions they tried to block will become available again. Opportunities they tried to steal will return greater than before. You will watch the reversal happen, not with fear, but with clarity. Because what was meant to harm you is now working in your favor. And as powerful as that is, the fourth reversal goes even deeper. Your sickness is being reversed into health. This is not just about the visible. This is about what you've been carrying in your body, in your energy, in your strength. The fatigue that doesn't go away, the stress that sits quietly beneath everything, the physical discomfort that became familiar. The moments where your body felt like it was working against you instead of for you. You've pushed through more than people realize. You showed up when you were tired. You kept going when your energy was low. You carried weight in your body while still trying to carry your purpose. And over time, it took a toll. The enemy knew exactly what he was doing, because when your body is weak, your focus becomes scattered. When your energy is drained, your motivation decreases. When you are constantly tired, it becomes harder to believe, harder to fight, harder to keep going. So the attack wasn't random, it was strategic. But now, that strategy is being broken. Because what came to weaken you is now being turned into strength. Your body is entering a phase of restoration. What was out of balance is coming back into alignment. What was heavy is becoming lighter. What felt stuck is beginning to shift. Strength is returning. Energy is rising. Clarity is increasing. You are not meant to live in survival mode. You are not meant to wake up tired every day. You are not meant to carry constant pressure in your body. You are not meant to function below your full capacity. And that season is ending. What once drained you will now energize you. What once slowed you down will now push you forward. What once caused discomfort will now become a testimony of healing. Your body is remembering what it was designed to do. Function in strength, in balance, in life. And here's what makes this reversal even more powerful. It's not just physical. It's emotional healing. It's mental clarity. It's inner peace. The stress that once controlled you is losing its grip. The anxiety that once followed you is fading. The heaviness that once sat on your chest is lifting. You are stepping into a version of yourself that feels different, stronger, lighter, clearer. And for the first time in a long time, aligned. So, while your enemies are watching their plans collapse, you are experiencing restoration from within. This is the turning point. Justice is being served, healing is being released, and everything that tried to break you is now rebuilding you. Now stay with me, because what comes next is the peak of everything that has been building. These final reversals are not small adjustments. They are life-altering shifts that will change how you move, how you see, and how you experience everything going forward. The fifth reversal has been declared. Your confusion is being turned into clarity. You have been in a place where nothing felt certain. You questioned your decisions. You second-guessed your instincts. You wondered if you were hearing right, choosing right, moving right. There were moments where you stood still, not because you didn't want to move, but because you didn't know which direction to trust. And that confusion was not accidental. It came through mixed signals, through delayed answers, through situations that didn't make sense, through people who said one thing and did another, through internal thoughts that kept shifting, leaving you unsure of what was real and what wasn't. Confusion kept you stuck, because a confused mind hesitates, a confused heart delays, A confused spirit questions everything, even what it once knew was right. But that ends now. Because clarity is breaking through. The fog is lifting. The noise is quieting. The overthinking is slowing down. And suddenly, what once felt complicated will begin to feel simple. You will know what to do. You will know where to go. You will know who to trust, not with fear, but with peace. That is how you will recognize it. Not pressure, not urgency, peace. Decisions that once felt heavy will become light. Paths that once felt uncertain will become obvious. And the same mind that once felt overwhelmed will now feel grounded and clear. This is your mental and spiritual alignment returning, and as clarity settles in, the sixth reversal begins to unfold. Your rejection is being turned into acceptance. This one goes deep, because rejection leaves marks that people don't always see. It's not just about being turned away, it's about what it makes you believe about yourself. You've been overlooked, passed over, left out, ignored in moments where you should have been recognized. You gave your time, your energy, your loyalty, and still found yourself on the outside. You questioned your worth. You wondered what you were missing. Why others were chosen instead of you. Why doors opened for them but stayed closed for you. Why you kept finding yourself in positions where you were unseen, unheard, or unappreciated. And slowly, rejection tried to become your identity. It made you expect less. It made you hold back. It made you shrink in places where you were meant to expand. But hear this clearly. Rejection was never your identity. It was a redirection. Because now, everything is shifting. People who once overlooked you will begin to notice you. Spaces that once excluded you will begin to invite you. Opportunities that once passed you by will begin to return. You are moving from the outside to the center. From being ignored to being recognized. From being dismissed to being valued. From being left out to being called in. And it will happen in ways that feel almost unexpected. Conversations will change, doors will open, invitations will come. You will no longer have to force your way into places you don't belong, because you will be positioned exactly where you are meant to be. This is acceptance, not temporary, not conditional, but aligned. And now we reach the final and most powerful reversal of all. Your delay is being turned into acceleration. This is the shift that changes everything. You have been waiting longer than you expected, watching time pass while your progress felt slow, seeing others move ahead while you stayed in the same place, holding on to promises that felt like they were taking too long to arrive. You started to wonder if it would ever happen, if your moment would come, if your time had passed, if what you believed in was still real. Delay has a way of draining hope. It stretches your patience. It tests your faith. It makes you question everything you once felt certain about. And after a while, it doesn't just feel like waiting. It feels like being left behind. But what you didn't see was that the delay was never the end. It was compression. Because now, everything that was held back is about to move forward fast. What should have taken years will happen in months. What should have taken months will happen in weeks. What should have taken weeks will happen in days. Time is no longer working against you. It is working for you. Opportunities will appear suddenly. Doors will open quickly. Decisions will be made in your favor without delay. Progress will accelerate in ways that don't match your past pace, and you will feel it. Momentum, movement, shift. Things will start happening so fast that it will catch you off guard. You will look back and realize how quickly everything changed, how something that felt stuck for so long suddenly began to move all at once. This is not coincidence. This is restoration of time. Everything that felt lost is being returned, compressed into a shorter window. Everything that felt delayed is being released all at once. This is why the waiting felt so long. because the breakthrough was always going to be this big. So now, understand this. Your mind is clear, your place is secured, your time has come, confusion is gone, rejection is broken, delay is over. And in their place, clarity, acceptance, and acceleration are now defining your life. This is the moment everything shifts. Now take a moment and see the full picture of what has just been declared over your life. Every single area that once worked against you is now reversing in your favor. Your shame has been turned into honor. Your lack has been turned into overflow. Every plan your enemies set against you is now turning back on them. Your sickness is being replaced with strength and restoration. Your confusion has been replaced with clarity. Your rejection has been replaced with acceptance, and your delay has been replaced with acceleration. Nothing has been left untouched. This is a complete reversal, a full transformation, a total shift in direction. But listen carefully, because this part is critical. The next 72 hours will test you, not because the reversal isn't real, but because it is. The moment something shifts in your favor, resistance tries to rise. Doubt will whisper. Old thoughts will try to return. You may look around and feel like nothing has changed yet. Situations may appear the same. People may act the same. Circumstances may not immediately reflect what has just been declared. And that is where many people lose it. They look at what they see instead of trusting what has already been spoken. But you cannot fall into that trap. Because reversals begin in the unseen before they appear in the scene. The decision has already been made. The outcome has already been set. What you are waiting to see physically is simply catching up to what has already shifted spiritually. So when doubt comes, stand firm. When things look the same, stand firm. When your mind tries to question, stand firm. Do not go back to old thinking. Do not return to old fear. Do not rebuild the same limitations that have already been broken. This is where your faith becomes your power. You must believe before you see. You must trust before it appears. You must walk like it's already done, because it is. The reversal is real, even if it hasn't fully shown up yet. And the evidence, it's already on its way. Now, this is the moment to seal everything that has just been spoken over your life. Don't just read this, declare it. Speak these words out loud, with intention, with belief, with authority. Almighty Father, the God who reverses every situation, I receive what has been declared over my life. I receive the reversal of shame into honor. I receive the reversal of lack into overflow. I receive the reversal of every plan of the enemy back onto them. I receive healing in my body, clarity in my mind, acceptance in my life, and acceleration in my time. What worked against me is now working for me. What was delayed is now moving quickly. What was broken is now being restored. I declare that the tables have turned in my favor. I declare that my season of struggle is over and my season of victory has begun. I walk by faith, not by sight. I trust what has been spoken and I step into it fully. In Jesus' name, Amen. Take a breath, because something just shifted. Heaven has heard your declaration. The reversal has been sealed. The process has begun. And from this moment forward, nothing in your life will remain the same. Now don't keep this to yourself. If you felt this, if something inside you aligned with this message, then take action right now. Like this video not just as a click, but as agreement. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next, because there is more guidance coming for you. And most importantly, type these words in the comments right now. Everything is reversing in my favor. Let it be seen. Let it be spoken. Let it be recorded. This is your moment. The tables have turned.